Hello, and welcome to Theo's Coffee Break, where the coffee's always on and waiting for you at our coffee table. Today, I'm pouring a cup for anyone who's ever been told they're too much, too loud, too soft, too sensitive, too stubborn, and possibly made to feel like you're never enough. If you've ever wondered why it feels so heavy to hold your own happiness, stay with me. We're about to talk about what happens when love turns into control, when care becomes correction, and when joy starts to feel like a burden. And yes, today, the coffee is a bit hot. So take a seat, take a sip, and let's jump into this. The fastest way to destroy a person isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, disguised as helpful. It's in the constant corrections over the smallest things. You think you're guiding them. You think you're helping. But every tiny correction is a pinprick to their self-trust. Don't sit like that. Don't eat like that. Don't think that way. Plants a seed of I can't get it right. Have you ever wondered how a bright, curious child becomes an anxious, quiet, irritated adult? Afraid to speak, afraid to try, afraid to just be still. They're not lazy by nature. They've just been overcorrected into a suffocating silence. Psychology even has a word for this. Our brains contain mirror neurons designed to help us learn, adapt, and self-correct. But when someone else is always correcting you, you stop learning how to do it for yourself. And slowly, your confidence withers like a plant that's never watered with trust. And it doesn't stop in childhood. Correction shows up in adult relationships too. The endless fixing, nitpicking, seeking perfection over authenticity. Why do you do it that way? You should really consider saying it like this. Why can't you just... You should consider changing your tone when you speak to me like that. Those are examples of what love is not like. Those are examples of what control is like. Asking you to mask yourself instead of questioning why are you showing up in that way. Real love doesn't micromanage. It gives you space to fall and stand back up, to grow naturally as yourself and bloom when you're ready. One of the most manipulative things someone can do is convince you that they know what's best for you more than you do. And if you're not careful, you'll start to believe them. And the cost of that, you lose the will to decide. You become more hesitant. You second guess your instincts. You wait for permission to move, speak, or even take up space. You suffocate yourself and sacrifice your independence for someone else's need to control. I used to think accountability was just about calling things out. You messed up, fix it. But that only teaches people to hide their truth and not own it. Correction without compassion builds fear, not trust. So what do we do instead? We build trust first. We create space where people can be messy, be human, be honest, where you can be messy too. You own your slip-ups so others feel safe enough to own theirs. Then accountability isn't punishment, it's growth. And maybe that's why I stopped keeping track. Some of you know exactly what I mean. For example, I stopped counting how many times I took out the trash first. I stopped tracking how many toothpaste tubes I bought compared to my partner. I stopped tallying who spent more, who tried harder, and who gave what. I stopped being the emotional accountant no one hired me to be. Keeping score was my armor, a way to feel fair, to feel safe. But that kind of love isn't fair. When the love that is free requires authenticity and being honest with ourselves first. Because love does not run on ledgers or a mental tally. It runs on faith. And lately, life has been reminding me how fragile it all is, and how foolish it is to waste a single heartbeat counting crumbs when we could be planted in what's real. So if you're here, maybe you've been keeping score too. Maybe you've been overcorrected as well. Maybe you've been silenced by tiny cuts disguised as concern. Told you were too much, too loud, too clumsy, too anything. But I want you to know this. You're not. So let them whisper that you're difficult. Let them twist your truth. Let them call you a bad example. It's better to be a living example of freedom than a quiet casualty of control. So I urge you, stop keeping track. Start keeping faith. Start stepping into your power and protect and cultivate your joy. And if life ever throws a fist your way, don't stand still and take the blow. Step aside, move different, and remember, you were never here to be perfect. You are here to live authentically. Make the bed, brew the coffee, take out the trash, not because you have to, but because you get to. In this life, in all its ordinary moments, today is still a miracle, whether you see it in yourself or not. The coffee's always warm. Your freedom is always yours to reclaim. Stop counting. Start living. And if no one's told you yet today, you're doing way better than you think. Trust me. I see you. Before you go, take this with you. Where were you overcorrected? Who made you doubt your own good sense? Where have you done this to someone else, maybe without realizing it? How can you give yourself and others more space to be human? What scorekeeping could you set down today to make room for love, trust, and peace? There's no shame here, just noticing. And once you notice, you can choose different, move different, and that's where you will find the freedom in authenticity. If this episode stirred something in you, let it. And if it helped, share it with someone who needs to hear they're not broken. They've just been overcorrected. Take your time, let it brew in your heart, and I'll be here next Monday with another warm cup and another truth worth listening to. The coffee's warm, my door is open, and you, just as you are always welcome here at our coffee table. I'll see you soon. Take care and have a great day.